I found the 9 coolest wizard duels in Harry Potter, and in this video, I'm going to rank them all from not that great to the most epic. For this ranking, I'm considering it a duel if it is one wizard versus another, and if there are multiple spells exchanged between them. Also, these are just my opinions, and I'm just here to share my thoughts. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Coming in at number 9, we have Harry Potter vs Draco Malfoy in the Half-Blood Prince. Just to be clear, I don't hate any of these duels, but there are obviously some that have to be better than the others. For this duel, it's hard to see what's going on. The color grading of the scene is so desaturated, it looks like a black and white movie. I get that it's supposed to show how dark and depressing the world has become, but come on, it's a little excessive. As the audience, we don't even know what spells they're shooting at each other. Up until the Sectum Sempra spell was shot by Harry, they could be shooting any generic spell. Obviously, this is because both Harry and Draco can cast nonverbal spells in the later years, but still. I also think that Draco should have had a different, more shocked reaction to being hit by Sectum Sempra, a spell that causes severe internal bleeding. He kinda just continues to cry like he was at the beginning of the scene. Despite all this, I still think it's a solid duel because there's a lot of built-up tension coming to fruition in this battle. At number 8, we have Harry Potter vs Severus Snape in the Half-Blood Prince. Now, this is a very short and one-sided duel, with mainly Harry trying to cast spells on Snape. In his anger, Harry is trying any spell he knows to get revenge on Snape. Harry even tries Sectum Sempra again on Snape, who just so happens to be the creator of the spell. Snape nonchalantly blocks these spells, easily showing how powerful Snape really is, and then hits Harry with the iconic line,
"I'm the Half-Blood Prince."
This duel isn't much of a duel, but has a lot of emotion and finality in the movie. For number 7, we are going back to the early days with another Harry vs Draco duel, this time in the Chamber of Secrets. This is the first wizarding duel we saw on screen, and it was honestly pretty great. Harry and Draco are participating in the dueling club in an actual dueling venue. Part of what makes this duel great is the audience of students watching it. Like, just imagine having this happen to you in front of your entire school. Even though the stakes were definitely higher in the previous duels, just having an audience watching makes it more intense. This iconic duel is very much a back and forth duel with both Harry and Draco flinging each other across the room. It ends with Draco breaking the rules of dueling and casting a snake onto Harry. Overall, simply an iconic duel. Now for number 6, we have a duel that isn't really a 1v1, but I just had to add it. And of course, it is Harry and Sirius versus Lucius Malfoy. One thing I like about this duel is how epic it feels. The Department of Mystery setting is really sick, and I like how the camera soars around the entire battle. The choreography is also really cool. I mean, just look at Harry's form here. Another awesome part is when Sirius goes, "Nice one, James." That line says so much and was a great addition to the script. Obviously, this duel ends in a very sad way, but it was still a really epic one. Coming in at number 5, we have McGonagall vs Snape in the Great Hall in Deathly Hallows Part 2. McGonagall is absolutely amazing, and she steps in to protect Harry after his epic monologue confronting Snape. Professor McGonagall is being a true Gryffindor right here by being brave and standing up against her longtime co-worker. This is once again a very one-sided duel with Snape mostly blocking McGonagall's spells. Obviously, Snape doesn't want to engage in this fight because he knows where his true loyalties lie. As Snape flees, he also takes it upon himself to block McGonagall's spells into the Carrows so they don't have to deal with them. What a guy Snape is. At number 4, we have Bellatrix vs Molly Weasley. This duel is relatively short, but has a lot of shifts in momentum between these two characters. Just look at the audience reaction of when Molly Weasley steps up to fight Bellatrix. I mean, I get literal chills from that. Molly Weasley is just a mom protecting her daughter and defeats Bellatrix in a pretty creative way. Molly freezes Bellatrix and then proceeds to explode her. Very satisfying duel. Now these last 3 that are coming up are the best of the best duels in my opinion. Coming in at the 3 spot, we have the return of Lord Voldemort vs Harry Potter. As a kid, this was my favorite scene in all of Harry Potter. Seeing Harry realizing he is going to die, but making the decision to stand and fight is why we admire Harry so much. Just the imagery of Voldemort's Avada Kedavra and Harry's Expelliarmus is what makes this duel so iconic for me. Also, this is the first time we see Ralph Fiennes as Voldemort, and oh is he scary. I mean, look at that nose, or lack thereof. Goblet of Fire is one of my favorite movies in the franchise, and this duel was such a crazy one. At number 2, we have the final duel in the series, Harry Potter vs. Voldemort in the courtyard. Now, my opinion on this one may be a little controversial, but I think this duel could have been way better. Firstly, the whole thing with Harry and Voldemort's heads combining was just weird. I mean, what is that? Second, the location of this duel in the books was in the Great Hall, which I think would have been a way better choice. In the books, Harry delivers a whole monologue pretty much roasting Voldemort in front of the whole school. They both circle each other slowly as Harry explains to Voldemort how he was outsmarted and how his arrogance blinded him. This version would have made for a much more satisfying ending to Voldemort. But despite all this, I still think what the movie gave us was amazingly epic. The look on Harry's face after catching the Elder Wand says so much. The music has a finality feel to it, and after Voldemort dies, it goes back to the brilliant Lily's theme. Now, I think you can all guess which duel takes the number 1 spot. Of course, it is Dumbledore vs. Voldemort in the Order of the Phoenix at the Ministry of Magic. This duel is just two of the absolute greats facing off against each other in the grandest fashion. The visual effects are amazing, and the decision to have no background music just emphasizes the great sound design of these spells. This duel is just a showcase of the insane possibilities of magic, and for that reason, it takes the number 1 spot.